Hey everybody. So, today, this freaking hat. Over these past 2 years, I've accumulated a lot of ideas, and I keep little notes for myself. A lot of these are just like melodies. Today's one of those days where I finally get to use some of them. We're going to look at, I think, 3 of my best boss theme musical notes that I've saved for myself, and just kind of consider our options. The oldest one I can remember I played on this little synth. So that's option A, and that sounds like this. We got a quirky boss fight. Option B, we have the tried and true piano, the instrument that I use to compose 80% of my work is on piano, and this one's no different. Here's one that I composed sometime in the past, option B. Option C, I was most recently gifted this past Christmas a mandolin. I was noodling around on it the other day and came up with something very bossy. So here's what that sounds like. So I think this is great because it's a very diverse pool. We have synth, piano, and mandolin. I'm not going to play any of these tracks on those instruments, but it goes to show that inspiration can come from so many different places. The sort of stuff I'd be inspired to write on mandolin, I'd never think to write on piano, and vice versa. So we have 3 options here, very different kind of stuff, but I don't really know which one I want to pick. And that's why I'm gonna put up a Twitter poll. I'm composing a boss theme, and I have 3 melodies on 3 different instruments. Pick which one I go with. Tweet. Alright, so let's wait 2 days. Oh my gosh, we're already getting votes. Y'all check out this cute little llama keychain. My friend went to Ecuador and he brought this back for me. It's got like little beans in its pouches. Well, 2 days have passed, yeah. Let's do that thing where we check the Twitter poll and find out who won. Or which instrument won. I guess they're not people. And the winner is piano. I was really hoping piano would win, actually. I listened to them all recently. I'm like, piano's my favorite. It's very Super Metroid-y inspired, and the fun fact, I actually sourced this clip from a video that's still on my channel today. It was the pilot episode of this new show I wanted to make called Genre VG. Music that sounds like it's from a video game. Sound familiar? Yeah, it was the precursor to High Score. I guess I still have like a soft spot for it all this time, so I wanted to bring back the melody and do it some justice. I really like the rhythm on the bass hand, I think, the most. So let's midify it and put it in GarageBand. Alright, it's in, let's listen to it. Does it look like a completely different day? Because it's not supposed to, and it totally is. Hey, we're back. So let's talk instrumentation. Instrumentation is simply what instrument gets what part, if you didn't know. So the melody that goes, ideally I'd want that on some sort of synth. Something that communicates like danger, or just like the overall excitement of battle. It just has to be kind of a strong, kind of harsh sound, I think. So in a moment I'll be looking for something that matches that mood. But the bass line, I'm actually going to keep on piano. And there's actually one simple reason for this. I was inspired by Ocarina of Time's boss theme, which uses piano in the bass very effectively, I think. It sounds like this. Always love this boss theme. It's just, you know, video games don't use a lot of piano in general, I think, from that era maybe. So it just really stood out to me, and I learned it like immediately after I played that portion in the game. I was like, that's so cool, I gotta learn that bass line. And I've been playing that for years, what I just did right there. It's just fun to play, and fun to listen to, and it's just got this wonderfully iconic sound. It's very, very Ocarina of Time. I do talk about Zelda a lot on this show, don't I? Don't I talk about Zelda a lot? I think I do. So, thanks to Koji Kondo, there's going to be some deep piano in this track. I think the deep register of the piano is really excellent for that kind of danger, that kind of caution, that kind of something's wrong here. But also kind of playful at the same time. And that's what this first track is going to be. It's not going to be like the most epic final boss ever, no. It's just a boss, and hopefully a fun one. I think boss themes, in general, really can dictate like how that boss feels to the player. So definitely an integral part of that experience. That's cool. No flanger, sorry. That's funny. I'm gonna save a lot of maybes, and I'm just gonna like play a couple of them together and be like, is that the sound? Because I know already that this is the kind of synth that doesn't already exist on GarageBand. I kind of have to build it myself. Oh, a little bit of that, a little bit of that, a little bit of that. Perfect sound. Ta-da! That's what I've done for every synth I've ever done on this show. Okay, well, I'm gonna come back when I've settled on something. So I'm thinking about this. It's a lot more spacey alien than I thought it would be, but I kind of want to take a chance with it. I do. What gives it that iconic sound, I think, is what's called an LFO, which stands for low frequency oscillator, which means it's like it does a warble thing. So if I took that away, you can really see how much that actually adds to the dynamic. Most of the character is in this one. I'm beatboxing in 4/4. Ooh. And I'm actually, this is in 9/16. 9/16. How do you say that? Oh yeah, that helps. Thanks, metronome, making my life easier. Yeah, wonderful. I'm gonna beatbox to that. Anyway, there's gonna be drums. Maybe I can't beatbox them, but there's gonna be drums. I'm gonna have to program it, and in 9/16 no less, and make something that sounds pleasing to the ear. That is awesome! So, I love that. That is going to be in the track. Boss themes do often do these key changes, just a little bit higher, a little bit higher. Oh no, it's getting like more down to the wire, like we really need to kill him now, otherwise he's gonna really take over the world. I don't know. It depends on the game, really. Da-la, da-la, da-la. I like that. So one thing I'm thinking is a long segment of these like dissonant, discordant notes just sort of attacking the player. I could even pan them on both ears. So it's like, oh, not like this. So we got this. And this is just whatever sounds good to me in my head. I really misjudged how fast this actually was. Wow. Now what does that sound like on a synth? It's such an oddball decision that it almost seems like foolish to What did that do? Oh, okay, so this is a monophonic instrument. Only one sound can play at once, so it's struggling to play this really low note and these really, really high notes. Thanks, I hate it. It's even worse. That's a little too weird. Okay, as stupid as that sounds, it did give me an idea for how I could accomplish the opening thing I was talking about earlier. This intro. The synth is really full, but it needs one other aspect, and it needs to be like a sine wave. All the way down. It's like something's descending from the ceiling, like a boss. So the way I think about it, if I just have a bunch of notes descending, that sounds like... But this time, let's do it another way. How does that sound? I am flabbergasted. Oh, that was the simplest thing I could think of, the first thing I thought of. That's the classic, the quintessential space alien sound. I think it's fair to say that this theme has solidified itself as an alien boss fight. It's probably going to be some alien riding in a UFO, dropping bombs. You got to shoot a laser gun up at it. This is the intro to the fight where he descends from the heavens, a single beam of light. You can barely make it out. The silhouette becomes sharper and sharper until you see the UFO. And I can even put a little bit of this in there. I'm talking like Bob Ross. If I just put a little bit of phthalo blue, just a touch of phthalo blue. It does sound like an alien having an argument. Imagine like this alien couple on a road trip in space. I told you to make a left at the Galaxar quadrant. This is shaping up to be one of the most experimental tracks I've made. So, in regards to this empty space, I do have a plan for this, a special plan, but we're going to hold off on that for now, because I'd like to talk about this key change segment. Which still sounds super, super rad, by the way. I really like that. But what I want to talk about is specifically how I ended it. What's absolutely fantastic about this C section is that everything cuts out. So like, no synth, really deep piano, dong, dong, and then there's this kick drum. Very steady beat. And I have the cymbal thing. It's so drastically different and simple compared to everything else that it's like, finally, time to breathe Like, it was just like, it's too much before. And especially coming after this key change. Remember, we're going from this to this. So like the stakes are like higher, right? And like we should be like, really frantic and panicky. And then, okay, a moment of respite, if albeit brief. And I just love that. Like, that's awesome. So today I'm gonna film some acapella stuff. I don't know if I talked about it earlier. I probably did. You most definitely didn't. I couldn't really find a good place for that in editing, so here's that footage now. Something about it really makes me think there should be a pa there. And I don't mean a drum. I mean like an actual acapella pa sound. I could do entirely acapella drums. You know what uses acapella? I bring it up enough. I might as well. You know what uses acapella in a boss theme? The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker. One of these days I'm gonna bring up a track that isn't from Zelda. Yeah, filming on the show is weird. If you can tell by my shirts, I'm always filming these on different days because I just put all that care into the music. Aw. But anyway, today I'm filming acapella. Start recording. Test, test, test. Good. Wow, I'm almost looking like a pro here with this pop filter. Let's see if we can't record a couple samples. That's really stupid. I just really want to get that right because that's like the most important sound. That's pretty good as far as variance goes. Okay, that is more than enough. Let's see if I can't make something out of those 100 takes. It's really unexpected. You know, this whole thing started off from me thinking, this needs a pa, time and time again. It's the craziest, stupid ideas that end up not being so stupid, that end up being kind of rad. Essentially, it boiled down to me finding the most interesting sounds and then thinking what goes where. No brainer, duh. But like also, like when I was recording, I didn't say, this is my snare. I just thought this is a sound. And that's the main sound. I call it pooch. And even though you're not going to hear it this way in the track, listen to it on its own, because it sounds pretty good on its own. Ugh, God, I need to go to sleep. But tomorrow morning, I actually do have a surprise. I'm going to do something that I haven't done in this series, but I hope it's going to be really fun and different. So, see you in the morning. In a high score first, today I will be enlisting the help of a guest musician, my good friend and fellow musician, Evil Grapes, aka Dane. I found this guy a little over a year ago on YouTube when I noticed that me and him were the only people on the site that made a special cover of Miiverse's loading theme in commemoration of the shutdown of Miiverse. That was in November 8th, 2017. So I made a special video, Evil Grapes made a special video, and we found each other through the comment sections, I think independently. We've been great friends ever since. Now he's my go-to guy whenever I have a sick track I want someone to listen to, or like if I have a question about something music, I go to Dane. Probably kind of loud. Dane, you're on the line. How are you doing today, Dane?
Pretty good. How about you?
I'm very good, Dane. So we've actually been talking about this in the past, like, couple weeks, so I'm not actually gonna tell him for the first time here. But what Dane's gonna do here is I'm giving the project to him, I'm passing it off, I'm gonna say, I've left a section for you, fill it with anything you want. I told him, if you want to do a melody line, do a melody line. If you want to mess with the drums, you can mess with the drums. I did leave the piano section for him as a kind of baseline to work off from, but if you want to change that, you can change that. Like, do whatever the heck you want.
Okay, this is gonna turn out interesting. I had my friend ruin my song, and now I'm going to fix it. Watch this process.
No, so the intent here is that I wanted to make some weird new addition, but like that I would never ever think to do. So I could just like button mash and like weird melodies that way, but I actually thought it would be kind of fitting for a special segment for the season finale. I thought, let's just get a friend in, and you're my only really other music producer friend, so you're kind of a shoo-in.
Oh, well, good to know.
Not to say you wouldn't have been my first choice otherwise. You definitely would have been.
Oh, thank you.
What I'm going to do now is I'm going to send you the files. I don't know if you want the project file or the stems. I can provide both. But I want you to listen through it first, all the way through, and get your opinion, your first reaction, and then it's all yours.
Okay. Good idea, mate.
So if it's not apparent, what I've done is I've just exported each and every one of these channels individually, put them in a file, compressed the file, sent it to Dane. He unpacks it, he puts it in his DAW, and he's currently managing all those files and putting them in the right order.
And got it. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Alright, just finished. That is really good.
I'm happy.
It definitely sounds like a boss theme.
I'm glad you like it. One thing I want to ask, what did you think of the surprise a cappella portion? That's one of my favorite aspects of this song, actually.
Oh yeah, that was interesting. I wasn't expecting it, but it fit really well.
Yeah, like I wouldn't have thought that it would fit so well, because I was just listening to this portion. I made this really dark, deep piano, and I thought, okay, well this is really weird and different. It needs something to contrast that, even more so. And then I was just kind of beatboxing to the song, and suddenly I went, pa, pa, and I was like, that's really weird, but that fits really well. So I was like, I'm going to record some a cappella. And I didn't think I'd do anything more.
That was you.
It was me. Oh yeah, it doesn't even sound like me, but it is me. Everything you're hearing, I just recorded.
I thought it was a sample. That is impressive.
Thank you. That is, so I listened to that myself, and I'm like, that's not me. That doesn't even sound like me. That sounds like someone who has a way higher pitched voice than me. But like, it's me. So I can't even tell it's me.
So how long do I have to work on this?
30 minutes, starting now. I'm just kidding. There's not going to be any deadlines except for self-imposed ones if you feel that's going to help you with your creativity. But no, work on it as long as you'd like.
Okay, great. I will definitely be taking some more listens to it and just be thinking more on it in general. We shall see how this turns out.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm here with my friend Brandon. We're here at the NAMM convention in Anaheim.
What's up, guys? Brandon here.
Brandon's a musician too. Tell me what you do.
I'm a rapper, and that's it.
The fun thing is that this guy doesn't actually play any instruments himself, other than the voice, which is, obviously counts.
I play drums.
No, you don't. You want to play drums in the future.
I want to play drums.
That's why I brought my drumsticks in my bag here.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I thought it'd be a great idea for a high score field trip. I'm gonna give Dane my project file. I gave him that yesterday. He's gonna work on it all today and tomorrow, and we're gonna have fun at NAMM in the meantime. Season finale, man. Cool things happening here at High Score headquarters.
Let's do
High
it.
Score LLC.
Let's do it. So we can't buy anything, huh?
No, but we can demo. Demo. That's what I'm looking for.
Neither are big deals at all.
Trying to play the guitar? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right, cool. We're getting help.
That guy looks like a snowman.
Be nice. He's literally helping us.
Oh, yeah, there you are. Thank you.
All right, man. Belt out a solo.
Yeah.
Nice. Brandon here emceeing.
I don't even know what I'm doing. But
That's the beauty of this place. You don't need to.
But we're at NAMM.
We're just experimenting. I wish you could see right now. I have the headphones like around my camera. It's so stupid looking. That is so tight. You're right. Oh my gosh. He's doing Bohemian Rhapsody. Vernon started playing a waltz out of nowhere.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
Okay.
I'm gonna be debated. I'm gonna be debated. I'm gonna type that thing down through the shop.
Whoa, whoa. Whoa, that dude looks regal. Hi, excuse me. I just want to say I love your clothes.
Thank you.
They look awesome.
Thank you, bro. Yeah.
Brandon, found your new speaker. Oh, someone's doing gent. Hey, what's up, man? I was drawn to the gent. Righteous. Very cool. Awesome tone, awesome tone.
Thanks.
Where the heck did Brandon go? Oh crap, he just left again. Everybody's wearing a black shirt in this place. I swear. Well. Alright, there you are, you're finding albums.
Because it's hard. Yeah, I see the logo.
That gent guy is rad. I think I found you some electronic drums. Over there. Sick. What is that vocal range? Yeah. Right. That was righteous, brother, man. Y'all play so great together. There's so much harmony. It's so awesome, man.
Thanks, dude.
That's great.
Thank you.
Y'all are fantastic. What do you call yourselves, man?
Huh?
What do you want to plug yourselves? What do you call
Oh
yourselves?
yes, we're Boom Clack.
Boom Clan?
Boom Clack.
Clack. Boom Clack.
Boom Clack.
Alright. I'll check you guys out. That was really, really good.
Appreciate
Thanks,
it,
brother.
Christian. Thank you, man.
Makai Curtis, Tim Johnson Jr., Jason Leopold.
Right on. And random guy on the tambourine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just left.
Oh my gosh, that was awesome, dude. Kind of made me tear up a little bit. How beautiful it was. I'm serious. I'm not even playing.
Yeah, man. I'm not even gonna be able to put like all of that on the video, but like that was such a solid performance. I can't believe that.
It was awesome.
This balcony looks tight. It's pretty secluded. Almost no one's going here. Wow, it's a big balcony. I like these shrubbery walls. Very green, very cool. So weird visually. I think I'll join you.
What's up, guys? I had lots of fun on that those turntables, DJ turntables. Seems like something I'd want to get into later on.
It'll run you a couple thousand easy, but you know,
Hey,
you'll work your way up to it, right?
that'll be fun. Why is it turning red?
So we're gonna keep exploring, but my camera battery's about to die, so I think I'll leave it at that. That's the High Score field trip for season 8 of High Score. Season 8, episode 8, season finale of High Score. Anything you want to say, Brandon? Nam is cool, Nam is great.
Nam
Don't be annoying.
Awesome.
Nam is awesome.
Yep.
Next time you see me, I'll be back at home, and hopefully Dane will have finished his part of the song. And we're back.
And so am I.
Welcome, Dane, to day 2. Well, I mean the figurative day 2. We don't mean literal day
It's
2.
more like day 80.
Dane has finished his part of the project. I'm going to listen to it. Now, guys, let me tell you, Dane, I'm super impressed by this. Such an efficient worker. I told him about this project and lickety split. I'm telling you, the next day, this guy has the project file, DMs me, it's there, boom. So fast. Lightning speed. Did not take a month. Alright, I'm gonna listen to it now. 3, 2, 1. Okay, yeah, that's really different. Interestingly quiet. I might change that once I get to that, like the instrumentation wise. But then like it totally, like the dynamic totally changed. We had some new instruments, kind of funky. So like towards the end you got this section where it kind of cuts out the sound as like this new interesting rhythm. Like you kind of cut everything out as like, oh, it comes back in full force.
It was originally an accident, but I just kind of kept it.
That's the thing. Some of the best things I've done on this show were the result of accidents. So as always, I'm going to do the finishing touches on the track off camera, but for now it's time to name the track. Okay, so my immediate thought is Roswell, New Mexico. Perhaps the most famous city of all involved with UFO sightings. Oh my god. That's evidence right there. My thought is if I can take the word Roswell, but then like corrupt it, that could be like the name of the boss you're fighting. It could be like Roswell. That looks like a Star Wars name. Roswell. It's called in German. Roswell. Roswell. French. Roswell. Russian. It's probably Roswell. That seriously, yeah, I kind of like that. Looks slick. the might of Roswell. Hey, wait, I just thought of something. Hang on. I spy an opportunity to pay homage to Earthbound, the war against Roswell. And then, wait, does the original have an exclamation? Yes, it does. The war against Roswell. I like it. I like Earthbound, so it's good. Alright, well with that, let's listen to the track. It's crazy. It's my first collaboration with another musician, so let's see how it turned out.
Sounds really, really good. I heard some of the new stuff you put in since I listened to it originally.
Yeah, I hoped you liked the new, because I slightly, very subtly changed your part, so I hoped you liked the new additions.
That, and I liked it.
It's a new day, and time to work on the second track of the High Score season finale. Several weeks ago, I came out of the shower whistling a tune I'd never heard before. I was just inventing it on the spot, but I really liked it. I kept whistling it as I dried myself off. As I went into my room and I got my clothes on, I thought, man, what an earworm. Instantly, I could hear that melody being played on a string section, and I knew that it was orchestral, and furthermore, that it was a big, epic scene. It was ultimately the thing that made me determine, okay, it's time to make episode 8 of High Score, make the boss themes episode. So then I was like, okay, yeah, let's put this on camera so I don't forget. I do want to start the drums first. Drums are a good anchor point for me, or if I can like feel the rhythm of a battle. All the other instruments seem to like fall in place for me, so it's a good place to start. Yeah, Let's just keep it really simple for now. But like, I like how those hits like really drive the melody, kind of accentuate it. Do 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 do. You know. Oh, and there's gonna be a cymbal. Do do do. Should do that too. Maybe that one. I have no clue if I'm gonna use that, but that's just the very first thing I came up with. And sometimes that works, and sometimes you just throw it on the cutting room floor. Music is experimentation. That's what art is. Art is experimentation. Now it's time for my favorite sound effect of all time, the cymbal roll. Here it is. I've used this in a lot of tracks. It's become one of my go-to sound effects. It's so simple, but that's how you transition, right? It's so powerful, and it's so simple. It's also a little loud. Let's turn that down. And then we need some harmony. So if the strings go, then the harmony goes. Maybe it's just Undertale, but I'm feeling an electric guitar needs to like launch in at this like, precise moment. Like it just feels right. Here's the thing. The GarageBand guitars, the ones built in, ooh, they're awful. They're bad. Hard rock. Oh no. Oof, yeah, you know? And then even, you can put amps on them, but then even still, let's try and mess with these amps and just see what we can do. Goodness gracious. That's the best one so far. They just, they all sound so bad. Like, that's just like, you turn that on and it's like, Apple thinks you want to use that, like, as is, you know? Bro, your tone's sick! Ugh. I give up! Oh. This is so ridiculous. I need a break. I need a break. I need a break. Okay, so I've really come to love timpani. Whenever it's in a track, I try to listen for it, and like I'm so keenly aware of it now every time it's there. They're so cool. Like, they're great instruments. And not only did I find out my college has a timpani, but that my teacher has given me exclusive access to them. They're so commanding, right? They're these really large kettle drums with these dum dum, like really rich tones. I went ahead and ditched the guitar idea because it just it sounds like crap, right? So that is now represented by trumpets. They're playing the part I originally envisioned for electric guitar. Obviously, this is just a empty section for me to fill in later. I have the dum 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 from the timpani, just because I can. Who knows if that's going to stay. But then listen to this section coming up. I am so freaking proud of this section. It sounds great. I'm really, really happy with it. It's not over yet though, there's a trumpet. I am elated with this. Oh, it makes me feel so good. It's so rich. It's so powerful. It's so driving, and it has like real real depth and emotion behind it. I can only imagine if this were a real game, I would want to like strengthen that leitmotif. You know, that one throughout like other sections of the game. Maybe it's a character's theme. I don't know, but like it would have real meaning with the character. So by the time the battle happens, like, oh, it's just oozing with emotion. These are the kind of things that make me like pretty certain that I want to make a game in the future, because I love scoring moments. I love scoring emotions. I think I have a knack for it, and as a creative person in general, I love to tell stories. So I know for the opening, so you see the timpani roll, that's kind of like the very first thing that kind of launches into it. It's not enough on its own. We need like flutes. I can't even whistle that fast. It's like doodle 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 doodle. It's an idea I directly lifted from Breath of the Wild soundtrack. When you're fighting the Blights and Ganon at the end, they kind of use that to transition into like new sections. But it's great because there's a lot of energy compacted into a small amount of time. So let's just pop in a flute, why don't we? What note do we start on? We're on a C. We start on a C, that's right. We're eventually going to climb our way to that other C. So let's do that kind of roughly and then fine tune. Beautiful! We figured it out in the first take, everyone. Obviously a joke. Let's try and make this decent. Let's just do the C major scale for now, which is all the white notes, in other words. That's not terrible. If I knew what the key this was, I could actually use music theory and place the notes accordingly. This is a really roundabout way of finding it out, but it's how I know how to do it. It's definitely not major, so let's try flatting. That sounds right to me. C natural minor. Ooh, that's way better. And what if I just copied that and put it here? Not bad. And I feel like we need maybe an oboe, maybe a clarinet, I don't know. Bassoon. See, we don't have a lot of options here with Apple instruments. Bassoon, clarinet, oboe. I'll just do some combination of those. That melds really well with the timpani. That's really cool. Alright, so there's a lot of stuff I just did over the past couple days. I'm excited to tell you what I did. It kind of changes the intro by adding a reversed piano note. It's actually the lowest C on the piano. What I first did is I made a recording of just that, put it back in GarageBand, then reversed it. Really simple process, but it kind of changes the flair of the kind of first opening seconds,
and I put that throughout a couple other times in the rest of the track too. There's also a cymbal roll and an impact hit. Makes for a much tenser intro. Definitely the biggest change is that there is now an organ, and I composed this, what I think is like a really, really beautiful, like kind of triumphant progression. I experimented with making it darker and more like scary, but I wasn't really liking it that much. It was just a little too dissonant and scary, but this is like really happy and like, it's like, you're gonna do it, like you're gonna pull through. And then there's also more organ when we get into that more emotional bit, like my favorite bit of the whole thing. And that's essentially playing the exact same thing that these strings are playing, the cellos, the double basses, but the voicing is a little different. That's the only real difference. Oh, and there's actually some other notes there for flavor, that's right. And for some variation, I changed the ending of this repeated section. It has a way better lead in, and it's different, while still feeling relatively the same. It was out of necessity because I was having trouble with like these two chords at the end, and I really wanted to keep them, but they weren't playing well with what I had here on the strings, the main melody. So I found a really happy middle ground by changing that slightly, keeping that the same. It works fantastically, honestly. I messed with the trumpets some more, so like when that happens with the trumpets, the highest note goes back down, and then we repeat again. But the great thing is then we go through the higher notes. That's actually an awesome effect if I just do that, is we go higher again. All that's done, this builds up, I'm speeding through it obviously, but like this is really long and like drawn out, it's very emotional, very moody. Back down, way back down, just the strings, just the organ, and I composed them in tandem so that we wouldn't get dissonance. I think it turned out fantastic. Little dissonance. Just a tiny bit of tasty dissonance in there. And then I thought to myself, I know exactly what this needs. We need to build it back up with some angelic, heavenly choir, like some female, soft, high vocals. This is like the most triumphant, you're finally done it. The boss is down, final stab, through the heart, he's dead, he's gone. That's what I feel anyway. So I did put that down here. I didn't write anything yet, but I knew, like as a reminder, like put the female chamber choir in here. I've never written choir on the show yet, but it's a perfect excuse to finally do it. And then I just copy pasted that a couple times because I thought this is how we're gonna go out. This is, we're gonna repeat it, repeat it, repeat it, repeat it, and I'm just gonna slowly fade out to the very end. There's not gonna be a loop back to the intense. I decided, normally there would be, because in video games you do need to loop for the boss battle, but this is the final stage of the boss battle. This loops indefinitely. This keeps on going. That's why I have it faded out, because it has to end sometimes. You know, you're essentially just one last step from winning. Like maybe the boss is stunned, he's on the ground, it's time for that final blow. You can just savor the moment for as long as you want, but eventually you gotta place that sword in his head and, and end it all. But until then, you have a beautiful, you know, choir chanting you on, and it's really nice. And I thought it would just be a wonderful note to end the song on, and also a great way to end the season. So, I have two major things to do. One, this section is rather dry. There's not a lot of instruments yet. Just really the taiko. But there needs to be some other like interplay between maybe the woodwinds, I don't know, maybe more brass. Brass is kind of this thing though, so I wouldn't want to steal that thunder. So maybe woodwinds, maybe other stuff, maybe even piano. Although this kind of takes the place of a lot of what I want to do, so maybe not. So we're gonna fill that up some, add some choir here, and do whatever other tiny changes I think would be great, and then we're gonna call it a day. That's gonna be the end of the track. We're gonna name it. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna end the season. I'm gonna thank everyone who I need to thank. I'm gonna have a special credits section. You wait for that credits section. It's gonna be good. So one thing at a time. Let's start this stuff. Let's see. Okay, name. Well, I feel like it's a final battle, but I've never had like an image of what this boss would look like. I can start right now. Let's try. Close eyes. I think it's a sky boss. It's a giant beast of the air. Maybe it's a bird. But I feel like it starts in a giant stone coliseum, suspended in the air. Something akin to the ancient Greek coliseums. The beast soon takes flight, and you have to go after it. It's a fight in the air. A phoenix. Like a firebird, a great bird of fire. Massive, you know, it's like Shadow of the Colossus type. Never played, but I want to. Yeah, I mean, something like that. For sure. So it's a firebird in a big stone coliseum. I want to take a completely different angle for this. Let's not name the bird. I usually name stuff, but we should name, like, the circumstance. Like, maybe the hero's ascension, you know? It's not quite there yet, though. What if I call it fight or flight? I've been searching for, I want to say an hour, for, like, catchy, good names for the bird. And I'm done. It's not gonna work. So, fight or flight. So, as we wrap up the season finale of High Score, I really, really hope you enjoyed this last track, and there's a lot of people I want to thank at the end, so please stick around for that. Please enjoy.
monumental first episode of a show I'm calling High Score, where I compose video game music by theme.
That was uploaded July 29th, 2017. 21 months later, and we've just wrapped on the final episode of High Score. The feedback has been excellent. I really want to thank those dedicated commenters who've, always have nice things to say. Typically pretty close to the video's upload too. I really appreciate that. And even if you're not a regular commenter, but you still, a regular watcher, big ups, because that's super cool that you've stuck with me, this, relatively really small channel, for such a long time. High Score, editing-wise, I think has greatly been influenced by one of my favorite YouTubers of all time, Austin the Eggbuster. I adore his stuff, and you need to go watch him if you aren't already. But one thing that he did that I thought was just awesome, he put credits at the end of his show. It had this personal, really cool vibe to it, and I decided that at the end of my season finale I would take a page from his book and I'd do credits too. So with that, there's a lot of people I want to thank. Let's roll those credits.